Hi guys, how's it going? From beautiful Acapulco right now. I'm Ebed, also maybe you know me as Ellen. I'm with Randy Hilaski, he's living in Acapulco. And yeah, Patrick, how's it going?
Hello to Hexico, Mexico. How is it going over there?
Really good. We are awesome here. It's a beautiful weather. We are
Hot
having
day.
an awesome time. We met like several days already, been on the beach, been out in restaurants and all that stuff. So
And tonight, this
So
afternoon,
good.
we're about to hit the beach in about an hour and a half too.
yeah.
Nice. Actually, I want to share you. I want to come with you right now because here it's like with about 0 degrees right now. Snow outside still. I mean the days are getting longer and brighter as well, but still winter here and the palms behind you and all that stuff. Also want to come.
Yeah, I mean the pool is right here. Then we have the pond on the other side with the fountains. So that if you hear the background noise of the fountains, then that's what it is.
Well, with Hex, you have the freedom to do whatever you want to do. So come and join us, man.
Nice. So, Randy, you're on, our interview partner today, and what I know, you have like a long time horizon that you're in, right? So you got in pretty early, right?
Yeah, I got involved I started learning about Bitcoin in 2011. I was a gold and silver guy. I wrote blog articles on goldseek.com and other news sites for gold and silver. And I was introduced because I'm a libertarian, or I was back in the day. And I was introduced because of Dr. Ron Paul and some other people that were in the community who were mentioning Bitcoin. So I started to learn, but I never purchased it until 2014 because I considered myself, I would own gold and silver and I didn't have any extra money to buy Bitcoin. So I never really did it, even though I was in my partner's car one time, my business partner's car, and he said, "Hey, let's buy some Bitcoin." It was $7 each at the time. And we just forgot about it and we didn't. So the next time we noticed, it was like 6 months later or something like that, maybe 3 months, I don't know, but it was $1,000. And we're like, what the hell?
Oops.
I was like, what the hell? So I was one of those people like, oh, it's so high now, I don't want to buy. So I actually waited to 2014, January. It was about 400, I think. And I'm unlike most people who get into Bitcoin during bull markets. I got in during a bear market, and the price just kept going down, down, down. It went down to about 250, I think. And we just started buying, and I made bad mistakes. I bought a bunch of dark coin. I changed my Bitcoin into dark coin, and then the Dash wallet came out, the new Dash wallet, and I sent all of my dark coin to the Dash wallet without knowing that I had to do some kind of special transaction in my dark coin wallet, and I lost all of my coins. They're lost to the ether forever, and that was my first big mistake. And as we know, Dash went to like $1,300 each, and that was a hard time. I didn't want to punish myself too much. Start whipping myself, but it was a lot of money lost. So, but those are the learning experiences we have in crypto. If you were involved in crypto back in those years, almost everybody has some horror story of a mistake, either that or sending an Ethereum transaction to the token address, which I've done, and I've lost.
I've done it too already, but only with a few hacks.
Yeah, and you do it with, it's just a for me, it was copy paste error. I didn't clear my copy paste.
For me too.
Yeah.
I think everybody does mistakes in crypto. Me, for example, I used leverage trading and I lost my Bitcoin doing trades.
100x?
No, I was shorting something. I don't know what I was shorting, but I was shorting something. I lost the money. I lost like $1,000. But for me, it was a huge amount. Like you made the mistake with the transaction mistake.
No, and then you go into depression, right? For traders, then you have those couple of days of depression where you're scared to go back to your trading, and when you're in a relationship, if you're married, it's not very healthy.
Yeah.
So we would have our great days when I would back then, make 2 or 3 Bitcoin in one day. Because it happened plenty of times, and then a couple days later you lose 7. You're like, and then you're sitting there crying and you're all depressed. So it wasn't worth it. Not at all. If I would have just held, I would be very, 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 very wealthy right now, just from my Bitcoin holdings instead of trading.
So after you made all these mistakes, when did you find Hex?
Well, if those of you watch Discourse Syndicate, which is the show I'm usually on, they know my history pretty well. But it was November, I think 2019. Mm-hmm. I was just sitting there, and some video popped up, and it was Richard. And I don't even follow Richard. I don't know why YouTube showed me in their algorithm, they showed me a video by Richard. And I never liked Richard. He wasn't. It wasn't I didn't hate him or anything. It was just that, a guy that carries a Louis Vuitton bag, wears Gucci or whatever. I was never into I'm a sailor. I'm a Marine. I was in the Navy. I'm a guy who always wears T-shirts and, Adidas shorts. Pretty boring guy, right? So I just didn't see how him and I would gel. I usually look for people that were more of a working class background like I was. And for some reason, YouTube showed me his video. And I watched it. And I was like, this is interesting. This is something different in crypto. So I started learning more and more about it, and I joined the Telegram group. And then I kind of ant biting my toe. Ouch. I wrote an article on Crypto Daily, and I think it was December 5th, right after the launch, about people that have Bitcoin that can claim their hex. So I put my referral code in, and I think I got like 1 million hex just off of my referral code. Nice. On being on that article. That was in the first week of the hex launch. Mm-hmm. And I FOMO'd in on the first day, of course, like many of us. And then I put in a little bit of Ethereum, not a full Ethereum, like 0.1, 0.2 every day for like the next 2 weeks. Then I forgot about it. I absolutely forgot about my hex. And they were already staked. I staked them out for the first couple years, the first 3 years or so, like everyone did, because we didn't know what the hell we were doing. And I came across Hexologist somehow. I don't know. Hexo was doing his live streams. It was once COVID started, Panama went into a really strict lockdown. We weren't allowed to leave the house. We had nothing to do. We were just doing our regular work with our clients, but at night there was nothing really going on in our house, and we don't watch TV that much. And Hexo's video came on. I saw the live stream, and we started watching it. I started being a big supporter of Hexo's channel and became part of the community. And then we had the 24-hour live stream. And that was intense.
In April, no, the hex halving.
Yeah, that's what it was. That's what I don't remember what the subject, but it was so interesting.
50% of the launch phase. Yeah, thanks.
Yeah, that's what it was. Yep. And I saw that the price was up a whole bunch too. So everyone was euphoric. I wasn't up as much as other people because I wasn't buying in late January, early February. I started buying again.
It was early January till mid-January. That was the low from 5th
that was
to
low.
15.
Yeah, I was already out. I stopped buying probably by December 26th or 27th. And then I just forgot. And I started buying again in March when the price is already up. So I was buying at 0.2 of a penny, 0.3 of a penny. That's when I filled all my bags. And at that time, I started learning about longer stakes, and I started doing everything over 7 years. Then the closer we got to big payday, the longer I was staking. Because the more you learn about Hex, the more you realize that it makes no sense to do a short stake unless there's other reasons. But for me, because I have an income, because I have clients and I have other crypto, I don't need my Hex. And we had this talk last night with some of my friends who are non-Hex owners. They know Hex, but they don't own any. And Alan was explaining to them how it works. And it just, I think the light went on in their head. They're like, oh, that sounds pretty good, because they're in my kind of situation where they have plenty of money outside of Hex. And if they buy some, just 15 years, forget about it.
Well, we will talk about that later on in the interview.
But secure the key. Secure and save the key at first.
Yeah.
So the next question would be, Randy, we have an awesome game theory in Hex, and that's actually all we talked about with Randy in the last couple of days. The game theory that is so awesome. What is your favorite part of the game theory? What is your favorite feature in Hex?
The penalties for unstaking early. Maybe because I grew up in a very strict household, very religious household. I have this, and I understand psychiatry because I'm a psych nurse. That we're used to being punished So inherently, I'm going to be a good boy because I don't want to be punished. And when I say be punished, I mean lose a portion of my hex earnings or even my whole principal if I tried to go too early. So I love the gamification there. And that's going to work for me because, yeah, I've unstaked early. But that was pre-big payday, and that's because I needed to put my coins out further in order to get more T-shares.
Yeah,
And
I also
and
did the same, yeah.
Yeah, so we didn't know what we were doing early on, so we unstaked. We took a small penalty, and we restaked out the 10 to 15 years or whatever. I think my average right now is 11.93 or 12.93, something like that. It's getting nuts. So, yeah, I like the punishment that we get. You know, whip us. Come on, Richard. You know.
But at this point, can you maybe explain to our viewers what penalty do you get and how to avoid penalties, and maybe also explain why is it good that there is a penalty in Hex for the early end staking?
Yeah, so I start from the backwards from your question. So at first, why is it good? It's good because it acts like a truth engine. Because without those really punishing penalties, it would soften the system. So what we have here right now is a system based on hard facts. So if a whale comes in and buys Hex worth of $1 million and stake it for 15 years, we know for sure that this guy is locked in, no point of return or something like that. And let's take it for the 15 years. So until he not reached 50% of his whole process, so more than 7.5 years, he would not get back more hex as he put it in. So he would still get punished into his principal and would lose still all of his accrued interest after like 7 years still. And even if this guy emergency end stake, so if he did a 5555 stake and he emergency end stakes at 5554, he would still lose all the accrued interest of the first 7.5 years.
Really?
Yeah, because
Wow.
if you emergency end stake and you're over 50% progress in a long stake, so everything under 180 days doesn't apply to this, the code flags half of your served time. So it flags day 1 to day 2,800, something like that, 2,700.
I'm not touching any, man.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna let it fly.
Yeah. So that's why you should also be aware, like if you want to stake to a specific date, yeah, like let's say the 2nd of March 2036 is your 50th birthday or something like that, then you should press the 1st of March and not the 2nd. Go.hex.com, because the date you put will be the last day where your stake is still active. So it doesn't matter that much in American time frame, because the rolling over the days is like 7 or 5 to 7 p.m. in the States. But here in Europe, it's like exactly over midnight or like 1 a.m. So you would really need to fulfill this whole day and wait till the next day. In the US, you just need to wait till evening.
Yeah, the emergency end staking penalties is a great feature in Hex. A lot of people are criticizing that there are penalties because they are not used to having penalties, because they think penalties is something bad. But penalties is something that makes Hex really, really great, because it's one of its kind. It, just like you said, it is a truth engine. It incentivizes everybody in the system to really do what they were saying they would do. If you stake for 10 days, this truth engine makes sure that you stake for at least half of the served time. Otherwise, you get this penalty.
Absolutely. I got something to say for that. So when I got my 1-inch airdrop, I staked my coins.
Okay.
I hurried up and I staked them to see what kind of APY I would earn. And because it was not enough for me, I mean, I'm so used to Hex, we're spoiled. So I saw how much that I was earning, and after about 5 days, I unstaked them. There was no penalties. There was nothing. I got exactly the amount of coins I put in, and I got a little bit of interest. So I was like, "Whoa, okay." So this is why Hex is so good. Say for example, if 1inch goes up by 150% in 3 days, you know what's going to happen? A bunch of people are going to unstake, and they're going to sell into that 150% pump. Right. Whereas Hex, if they do that, they're going to get penalized.
And also, this is great for the price. The people that are locked, they cannot emerge. They cannot end stake.
No, they keep the price up. They keep the price up because
exactly.
they take their new economic energy, buy Hex with it, so with their fiat money or with their other cryptocurrencies, and then they lock it up by staking it. So it's like a new economic energy which comes into Hex, and as they are staking, you sign on the blockchain that you won't sell for a certain time.
Absolutely.
Like Randy was saying, if Hex would go up to $10 right now, people wouldn't emerge the end stake to sell and make the price go down.
Yeah.
They can. They can obviously, but they would also have to pay the penalty, and the penalty would go to the staker.
So if
staker class who doesn't sell, you know.
Right now, I'm sure we would see a lot of emergency end stakes.
I always try to make a point, and you just destroy it every time because like Patrick is really specific, really on point, and I'm like one of those guys who's just okay, let's ballpark it. Ballpark math.
Just let's play it through, you know, everybody who is over 50% progress in his longer stakes would emergency end stake when he would see $10 right now.
And
because actually that's what I would do, you know. I'm not in it for the technology. We are also in cryptocurrencies because we want to make money, yeah. And if we are like at 0.8 cents right now, and then I don't know, like suddenly we would be on $10. Of course, I would be one of those guys who take his already longest stakes, to avoid high penalties and sell into that, you know.
Like I said once before, Hex cannot go to $10 because I would sell at $7 first.
Exactly. Yeah, you say that to whales only, no?
Yeah. So, Randy, you have been in Hex in crypto general for a long time, and you have your own projects. You know a lot about different apps and so on. Now we have Staker that just came out, and you can put your own smart wallet. You can generate your own smart wallet in it. Have you ever seen anything like Staker app where you can buy Hex directly with fiat, where you can stake and unstake, where you can swap and do all the different kind of stuff?
No way. This is amazing. I just had the conversation with my friend this morning, who he doesn't have his wallet hasn't been approved yet. He signed up like 2 weeks ago and he still hasn't been approved. But he's a no coiner. He doesn't own any crypto whatsoever. And he came to me about a month ago and he's like, "Oh, I want to get into crypto, Randy." You know, of course, everyone was messaging me those days because Bitcoin was almost 60,000 and all this kind of stuff. I said, "Look, I'll give you 3 options. These are only three things that will help you. I'll either help you buy Bitcoin, I'll help you buy Ethereum, but I recommend you buy Hex and you stake it." I said, "You're a teacher, you have a nice income, your wife has a nice income, you don't need the money. So just buy it, stake some out for your daughter," because his daughter's like 4 years old. And I said, stake some out for yourself for your retirement for 15 years. He goes, "Well, how much do you recommend?" And you know, we talked about some numbers and he came upon a good number. And I told him, "Look, go to Coinbase," because he doesn't have his Staker app yet. He doesn't have his wallet, his special wallet. So he's going to go today, buy the Ethereum. I'm buying his Hex for him because he's my best friend, right? We grew up together. So I'm buying his Hex for him. I'm gonna contact Steph, and Steph's gonna get the wallet going, and then he'll be able to stake on the Staker app. But for those of you who already have their Gnosis safe wallets within Staker, holy crap, man, this is an amazing opportunity. Once everyone could have one of these wallets. I used it myself. I set up another account for Hex, and I sent my Hex directly to the wallet. I paid for the fees in Hex and staked. Simple enough. And I think I did 10 and 15. And you could do in one transaction, you could do multiple stakes. We've never been able to do this before. It's always been difficult to be able to buy crypto with the mobile app. We never. It's just you could do it in Coinbase, but it's centralized. You can do it with these other apps, and they're centralized. But the staking part, the actual wallet that we have within Staker app is Gnosis Safe, which is the name of the company or the name of the system, and it's 100% decentralized. So my buddy asked me, he goes, "What happens if I lose my app? What happens if I lose my phone?" Well, that wallet is still safe no matter what happens because it's separate from Staker app. It has nothing to do with Staker app. It's just the app that holds your Ethereum within the Staker app. So he was like, "Oh my God, that's so cool." And I said, imagine if your bank account goes down, if your bank goes down, you're using a bank app, you won't be able to do anything. But here you have less points of attack.
Because if
separate.
If Staker goes out of business, you just need to download another wallet software who supports 24 words, and you have everything with your access again. And if your phone gets robbed, you also just need to take care to. No, actually, what that when your phone gets robbed? Because then the broker could potentially get in the app.
They could potentially send something off.
Yeah.
But
so
you
can
avoid that just by securing your phone with the Face
staked.
ID, for example.
Our coins are staked, so they would just destroy the stakes, especially if they don't know what HEX is.
I mean, I have one solution to that, because as you are recommending doing long stakes, what is the thing you should do in HEX? You could set up the smart wallet, do the staking ladder as you want to, and then you can just deinstall and reinstall the app without installing it. Just like put there your public ETH address in there.
There you go. That way you just monitor it. You're not able to actually do any transactions on it.
Exactly. And and if you want to, you can also buy yourself a hardware wallet. And if the time comes, after 10, 12 years or something like that to end stake, you put your 24 words either in the Staker app version 8 or in a hardware wallet, and there you have there you can run all the functions you need.
That's beautiful. I had not thought about that, so that's another benefit to using it.
After the last interview with Steph and so on, I thought a bit more about it, and there is a possibility if your phone gets robbed, that the broker gets into your phone even with Face ID and so on, because hackers also advance. And that way, if you're just do your long-term staking on this smart wallet, you can just delete it, just monitor it with your public ETH address. And maybe if you also want to have some liquid HEX, just do it with a second account. Then just do it with a MetaMask account, like the transactional wallet, or get yourself a hardware wallet. Do it with that.
Absolutely.
Well, before we go to the next question, Rennie, I want to ask you something. We just talked about the Staker app, and then it's really beneficial to stake for 15 years. So when you first found out about HEX, you were making small stakes for the future, like 1 month, maybe 1 year, but now you're really recommending doing 15-year stakes. So why is so? Why did you in the first beginning just stake for short term, and why are you now maxing it out at 15 years?
Well, for me, it was trust, right? I didn't trust HEX in the beginning, just like I don't trust any new crypto. I don't have the confidence. There was no reason for me to have confidence. Remember, guys, I know Richard Hart, but I didn't know Richard Hart. Like a lot of you guys knew him for many years, watching his videos and stuff. I wasn't one of those people. I came across him in November 2019 and started paying attention to him at that time. Got a plane taking off. The airport's about 3 kilometers that way.
Yeah, I know Richard Hart since end of 2017, and then I lost him, and then in November 2019, like your story as well, like he popped out. He popped up in my YouTube, or actually like in Telegram. There is in one group I saw like the headline interview with Richard Hart, and I was like, Richard Hart. Something is ringing in my head, and I remembered that was the guy who prevented me buying IOTA back in December 2017. Yeah. And so I watched the stream, and during the time I was already thinking a lot of, like, couple of months, what I should do with my altcoin portfolio, because I sadly also sold some Bitcoin for altcoins in autumn 2017, because you should diversify your portfolio. Yeah, so that
Let me get back to
Let's get
the
back to the
really
staking
good.
again. Yeah.
Yeah,
Short term
so-
versus
so-
long term.
so the short term one was, I didn't know what I was doing, like most of us didn't. So I still have stakes right now that are coming out pretty soon. They're only $20-$30 worth of hex, and those were mostly referrals. So instead of letting my hex pile up every time I got a referral, I just staked it for a set period of time, a year and a half, or whatever. But like I said, I don't need the income. So I said to myself, probably, I think it was about June or so, I was starting to get to that point where, you know what, let's just stake everything for 15 years. Everything that comes in, every stake that's coming out that I need to restake, let's just do for 15 years. And I see no reason to go any shorter. And I'm just learning over and over again that this is a good option. We're still young enough. I'm 47, or I'll be 47 in July. I still consider myself young enough, even though I'm older than 90% of Hexicans. It's just that I think that there's no reason to touch that money. Why not maximize the capabilities of what Hex gives us? Why shortchange myself? I have plenty of other crypto. I've got my own project that's launching. I got all these other things I'm going to have my focus on. I don't want to worry about Hex. Let Hex be my future play. And crossing fingers, it does even 1/50th of what Bitcoin did, or something. I don't know, maybe 1/2 of what Bitcoin's done as far as market cap. And we're all going to be sitting very pretty. And I used to have dinner with people like Trace Mayer, who got into Bitcoin when it was pennies. And he was giving everyone 2-3 Bitcoin at a time just to say, hey, try it out, use it at these gold and silver conferences. I want to be that guy. Yeah, I want to be the guy that says, hey, I was in Hex back when it was, a 100th of a penny. I mean, you could be in that. I want to have that story, right? So, and I think we all will. And thanks to live streaming, it's proof that we were there.
Yeah,
we were there at the inception of this amazing product, and
exactly.
We're gonna have all the timestamps in the world.
So, I did pretty much all the mistakes you made. I made them as well. I was dollar cost averaging in, and every time I used the adoption amplifier and got my hex, I just staked it for like 1 year, 2 years, and so on. So I staked a bunch of hex just after big payday. This was mistake number 1. Mistake number 2 was just to not accumulate hex and just stake it right away. I should have just made my hex stakes a little bit bigger, but I choose to stake really short, small amount of hex. And the third mistake I really made was in the first half year when I got to know hex, I staked for short terms, like 1 year, 2 years. Then after I really got to know Hex, I understood that I have to stake for 10 years plus, so 10 years, 11 and 15 and so on. Then I started with my YouTube channel, and on my YouTube channel, I was promoting people, if you are new to Hex, stake from year 5 on and do your ladder from this point and do it longer. So those are the 3 major mistakes. And Patrick, at this point, can you maybe explain why it's beneficial in Hex to stake longer and maybe stake even longer than 10 years, even though there's a cap, and maybe stake for 15 years, like Randy is saying?
Yes, of course. I mean, my easiest breakdown is as follows. If you stake for 1 year, you get like 12 to 14%. If you stake for 3 years, you get about 2x, like 100% of profit. If you stake for 5 years, you get like 200% of profit. If you go for 10 years, it's about 700% of profit. And if you go for 15 years, it's about 2,000% profit.
And this is only the hex, right? You don't talk dollar here.
Yeah, it only goes. So actually, this model is implying more and more adoption in the future, because if everything just would stay the same and nobody else would do another stake, you would end up with like 80,000% after 15 years. But as we have a dynamic system here, we sit together with some Hex OGs, and that what our model came up, that even if we have more adoption in the future, it will be still harder and harder and harder to keep the pool of all shares at the current height. So it will decrease. So the million T shares will decrease over the long term, and that's why your T shares, what you locked in for the whole period of time, for the whole 5 days, will increase in value more and more. And in the last few years, you will get not like right now 5.8 hex per T-share payout per day. So you would get like 20, 30, 40, 50 hex payout per T-share in 15 years.
That's ridiculous.
And
And
that's
the beautiful
like
thing is that this is programmed in. This is why we are saying T-share price is only getting up. It doesn't have anything to do with the selling and buying and the dollar price. It's just programmed into the code that if this happens, the price of the shares go up every time a little bit. And this accumulates in 15 years, just like you explained, Patrick, the payout will be way higher than it is today. And this is the reason why you should stake long term.
On that point, I would have a question for you. What do you think, which impact does it have new users in correlation to the price?
For the future price?
Yeah, I mean, because how many users is Bitcoin having right now? About 50 million? Not that much.
I don't even know. I don't even really pay attention to Bitcoin anymore. I see the price. I'm like, yippee! And you know, I'm a true shitcoiner, man. I'm all in altcoins. I do have a little bit of Bitcoin, but it's nothing serious. So all I care is that the amount of coins that are on the market right now, minus the OA, is getting smaller and smaller and smaller. And then we got these people that are, you know, they unstake and they're selling their coins. Sure, they're going to have some big ones come out once in a while, and that's going to expand the amount of the pool, and that's going to shrink again. But over time, I think that line is just going to be less and less liquid hex available for sale if people start to understand the staking feature. So if the goal is, I think for us, if we want the price to go up, is to I'm not worried so much about the interest. I would prefer that we get more people to stake it, because that takes away more from the market that's available for sale, and that causes the price to go up. So that, and right now I don't really care much because we're staked out for so long. But you know, imagine in 5, 6, 7 years, you're going to be saying to yourself, "Oh, I got some big stakes coming out. It'd be really cool if the price did 5x right now." Well, you're going to want people to stake, so might as well start now. Start getting everyone to stake now, because it'll just keep snowballing, and that should be, in my opinion, that should be our main goal. Get people to stake.
Actually, that's a really interesting point where you say it right now. So, like for a silent whale, it might be beneficial if this whale's stake is coming out like in 3 months to start like promoting staking as hell. That when his stake comes out, the price might be higher.
I'm talking in a selfish way. I want the price to go up, but I'm talking about doing it now instead of us as a community waiting. Instead of being in the silent whale, like you're saying, and waiting until 3 months before your stake comes out, start promoting it now. So it just becomes a habit of the community that instead of waiting and just having your coins liquid, everyone just stakes their coins. Maybe not 100%, but 98%. I'm not telling everyone to stake 100% like I do. You don't have to. You can keep some liquid. There's no problem with that. I don't believe in having a whip and yelling, "Hey, stake, stake, stake." You know, we don't have to be like that, because not everyone has the same situation. So some people have to be. Maybe they rely on it for income.
Yeah.
So you know, having it unstake.
What do you think about the short-term staking, like this wall, which is getting moved further
every 30 days?
Yeah,
it's a great way for having an income. So those people that have 1, 2, 3, 4 million hex, and they're just staking every 30 days, and they're pulling themselves out $500, $600, $1,000 worth of interest every month. Good for them. I mean, that could be a nice income. Like I said, everyone has a different goal with hex, and they're not going to change their opinion because of you and I. Everyone's pretty much made up their minds already. So for me, I'm a long-term guy. You know, you're a long-term guy. You're a long-term guy. But there's folks out there that are just looking for that monthly couple $1,000s a month to live off of. And if they got, imagine getting in. Imagine getting in when you got 1 ETH got you 2 million hex. So imagine putting in 2 ETH last year when it cost $300. We'll just do it in USD terms. And now those 4 million ETH are earning you, I don't know, $750 a month worth of interest. Come on.
Actually, that's possible with the amount. Yeah, because I just wanted to interrupt because to get a few $1,000, you need like 20 million hex.
Oh, do you? Okay. All right.
Yeah. For certain days.
I'm so used to my high APY.
Yeah, because
can you maybe
point.
Explain what is going on? What is going on with the short-term staking? Why are people doing it, and why it's beneficial to them?
Yeah, as Randy explained, to get like a short-term income out of it as well, and they might have long-term stakes as well, and they might want to sell when the price is at 5 cents or at 15 cents or at 30 cents, yeah, or they are just getting into hex and stake for 30 days, and then they get like, I don't know, 50, 100,000 hex out of it, and those hex they already made through staking, those hex is the amount they are staking for 15 years. I already saw that as well. Yeah.
I thought about it. I thought about having a rotating stake once a couple of my big payday ones come out over the next 2 years, because I'll probably have $1.5 million come out within the next 24 months. And I thought about it. If the price goes up to 5 cents, why not just have that a rotating stake that goes every 30 days? That's a total valid point. I mean, why not do that?
Exactly, and you know, when the point comes that you need some money, then you sell a bit, you know, from your stack you're moving forward every 30 days. And if you don't need any money in this month, yeah, okay, then you just can compound it as well and stake it for another 30 days.
Or 60 days, or if you don't need it.
Yeah, or 90 days, or I don't, you know. So I, for example, also saw a lot about my own staking right now, because I set up a monthly ladder over the next 15 years. I emergency end staked some of my stakes from 2021, so up to until August I don't have to do anything, thankfully. But then I have like every month for the next 15 years, and I think it's not the best to have such a flexibility, because I wanted to do that because I wanted to have like more flexibility. But what I'm doing right now, because I'm still staking, you know, because 5555 goes on. So, and
you know, and the other part was the whole fees that we're dealing with right now.
Exactly.
So
and
I think that is going to end. I think the light is at the end of the tunnel. I think we're about to come out of that. So even I bought some hex yesterday. I think the total fee was $13 or $14 to buy. So it wasn't that bad. And then the staking, it was my mom's hex. So I don't know what it would cost for her to stake, but you know, the fees have really come down.
Yeah, it's nicely, because now we have some layer 2 solutions. All the traders are probably going there to trade, and that's why we have better fees already. And just to conclude my sentence from before, that's why I don't restake my monthly ladder. So I wait a bit, and then I go like with larger time frames for my restaking in the future.
Cool. Patrick, we just made a stream the last time where we were talking about the layer 2 solution, about QuickSwap. Can you maybe explain why the layer 2 solution is really there to make us the fees go down? What could be the possibility that this would work?
So the layer 2 solution is just another network within the Ethereum network. It's called the Matic mainnet, and those guys are having like their own wallet and their own network, and on this network you can trade without the huge ease fees. Um, be careful, it's a new thing, you don't know 100% like who is behind it, but it's safe to use, it's safe to send and withdraw, but there, I mean, it's not 100% tested like the Ethereum layer 1 solutions. And we are not talking about any staking on layer 2. We are just talking about the option that you can dollar cost average in with small amount of money on layer 2. And once you're done buying your hex back, you send it back to layer 1, and there you do the staking. And if you are a trader, then you can go and trade there, because the fees are like 0.00000 something of a dollar.
Yeah, that's how it was on ZK Swap as well.
Yeah.
The fees are so small. I mean, you can trade all day long. You only spend
Yeah.
maybe $1, $1. And then this is really quite, I mean, Vince actually asked this question about cross-chain solutions. It's here. I mean, there's so much stuff going on in the background right now between Polkadot, Matic, ZK swaps, ZK rollups.
And Ethereum 2.0
so
as well, yeah. So there is much to come. There is much to come, definitely, yeah. And I'm a guy who likes to have options. You know, I don't say like, yeah, and now only do QuickSwap, or you have to go to Matic, yeah. But I show my community like how you can, how it is done, how to don't mess it up, you know, and for the staking, yeah, for the thing what Kryptosparbuch stands for, that you don't trade, that you invest in crypto, that you stake your hex, that you get staking rewards, because at a usual savings account in a bank, you also put money there in the hope you get more money back out, you know, because, and when you go to the bank and say, here is $1,000, but I don't need it for the next 5 years, you also get a better interest rate on it, as when you say, I want to have it on a daily Verfügbarkeit, daily accessibility.
Yeah. So as I understand it, the layer 2 solution is for Hexicans also really important, because they can buy hex there and accumulate their hex, so they can stake it later on layer 1 as a bigger amount, and they would have to pay fees every single time they buy. But
exactly.
Also for the traders,
go from
right?
layer 1 to layer 2, and from layer 2 to layer 1, you have the Ethereum fee, but this is also a fee which is lower than a swap fee, because it's just sending ETH or sending an ERC20 token.
What I want to say is that so a lot of Hexicans also can use the layer 2 already and not clock up the layer 1, and also the traders, they can trade on layer 2 and not clock up layer 1, and this makes the fees for everybody a little bit less high, right?
And that's also what Staker app. Staker app is using ZK rollups, I believe. That's why they can keep our fees so low. On am I right? I mean, I might be saying the wrong thing here, but I believe that Staker app is.
I'm not sure about that. I don't think so, because
no.
The staking is always a layer 1 transaction, always.
Okay, all right, maybe I'm wrong about that. I thought it was
right now. So that the whole QuickSwap and mathematics in has nothing to do with staking. It's just to
I know.
To get in on a like if you want to make more swaps, because as you said, you enter the AA lobby every day, or as Alan said, he entered the A lobby every day for a certain period of time. So there might be still people out there who have like their, I don't know, $2,000, and they want to buy hex. They want to buy $100 worth of hex for the next 20 days. Like we did.
Come on, guys. Didn't Steph say this though? I could have sworn I've heard Steph say this, that there was going to be everyone will be able to stake, and then they'll have one transaction at the end of the day to lower our fees.
When the staking ladder is possible, that it's just one transaction that and it's cheaper as you.
That's what it was. Okay, thank you for clearing that up. All right, cool.
And that there are options for updates in the future, but still staking always needs a layer 1 transaction fee. And also like those layer 2 solutions about staking would only work if you bundle the stake, and if you without the emergency end stake option, and then you have not your own flexibility to staking. So actually, I don't like layer 2 staking solutions right now. But it's fine, the layer 2 brings the traders away, which is a win situation also for the just staking Hexicans, because as they are gone, the fees on layer 1 are cheaper again. So it's a win-win situation, and that's why I don't think there is a need to ghost anything. So there are some possible downsides. Yeah, you need to trust the Matic network when you put funds on them. You need to trust QuickSwap when you want to trade there. But QuickSwap is just a pure fork of Uniswap. And as to just use it. Also, Uniswap is fine, like QuickSwap as well, because it's not that somebody takes your money from you away. It's just that there is a central entity, like some central authority behind Matic and behind QuickSwap. So if you are a large liquidity provider, you should research that issue.
Binance and Coinbase.
Exactly. Yeah. So if you, I mean, I also trust Coinbase kind of, because I'm using USDC as well. And USDC is like the stable coin from the bank of Coinbase. So I have mixed feelings. I know those are not the best forces in the crypto market, like Binance or Coinbase, especially as Binance is promoting leverage trading on the platform. But it helps crypto adoption.
You made a really good point. You explained how I use the adoption amplifier every day for 3 months, for example. And now with layer 2, you can do exactly the same. Back then, I was able to do that because every transaction was only like 1 or 2 cents.
Yeah.
And I was also speeding it up, so I paid a higher price. And what I want to say is, now with QuickSwap, you can take your $2,000, for example, and buy Hex for every single day for the next 3 months. So you're able to replicate what I did in the past. The thing is, like you said, you have to trust QuickSwap. But would you say it is okay for example, to take like $2,000 and to dollar cost average into Hex for like the next 2 months and buy every day to really dollar cost average in?
Yeah.
I mean, what should I say right now? I am not part of the QuickSwap team, so I don't know their code 100%. I can only say when I used it, it worked for me. But I can't like put my hand in the fire right now and say to everybody, yeah, go for it. But I can also say I have some liquidity in the QuickSwap pool. Yeah. So in the Hex East pool, if you want to know it exactly,
Nice.
like
I have never.
You are the promoter.
Thank you so much.
That's why I put it.
Thank you so much for mentioning me here, because I'm always promoting to provide some liquidity. If it's not big, just like $50, who cares? Just so you have done it, so you can talk about it. And now, Patrick, I love that you are a liquidity provider as well. Great job.
I've never done it.
Yeah.
Shame on you.
I'm too selfish.
I mean,
I believe in low liquidity.
It's not really a selfish thing. So I did it on Uniswap version 1 as well, and because the Hex price exploded, I had like a huge impermanent loss after a couple of months. So that's why I'm really promoting to do the liquidity stuff. Yeah, but for sure, yeah, you saw it like how much liquidity only the community is offering. Yeah, because there wasn't no origin address or hex whales or Richard Hart putting any liquidity on QuickSwap so far, and still the total amount of liquidity across all the pools is about $500,000, $500,000, which is pretty nice after 1 week. That's nothing, but it's after 1 week everybody found out about it. Today is Monday, and last Sunday was the first day I researched it.
Oh, when you said across all pools, I thought you meant all pools like Uniswap and everything.
No.
Okay.
Quickswap liquidity is already about $40 million. Let me check this.
I don't pay attention. I don't pay attention to those things.
But
on this point, I would recommend to everybody in the chat right now to just look at QuickSwap, look at how to provide liquidity there, and just try it out. For example, if I go out and have some drinks, I pay like 50 euros, dollars a day just to have some drinks. And I would recommend to everybody take those $50 and put it into the liquidity pool, just so you have done it, and so you can talk to your friends about this awesome new financial product we have there, where I can provide some liquidity, and Randy can now sell into this liquidity.
You're acting like a true central bank.
If
that's what it feels like.
It is decentralized because everybody, all the plebs like I am doing it. Like if we as a community provide this liquidity, like everybody can now sell and buy Hex on liquidity pool. And this wouldn't be able if I would have done it.
You're a decentralized bank.
Let's make that clear. Exactly. Yeah. where the community provides liquidity. I think this is an awesome idea.
And I right now I looked it up, so it's 17 million total liquidity on QuickSwap, and yesterday they had about 18 million on total volume on QuickSwap. So it's getting there. It's getting there. And like 1 year ago or 14 months ago, I was already promoting like Uniswap. Look at Uniswap, it's nice, and everybody, hey, what is this thing? And it was also with 60 million of total liquidity. And I said that this will be the next big thing. And in August, everybody talked about what shitcoin can I buy on Uniswap next?
Yeah, we were way ahead. I think I started using it. Yeah. I think I used it and started using February 2020. That's when I started using Uniswap.
Yeah, me too.
The first time I went to Uniswap, I saw 2.2 million for an ETH there.
Wow.
Yeah. Actually, I did not buy it because it was the first time I entered Uniswap, and I was like, what's that? And I needed to research it for another 3 days. And the best rate I got was 1.8 million on Uniswap for a single Ethereum. Yeah,
it came. No, I didn't get anything close to that.
I do not regret anything. I didn't use Uniswap for a long time. I was so used to the adoption amplifier, and I wouldn't use anything else. So I'm just like 100% adoption amplifier. And later on, when the price on Uniswap, the hex price was a little bit higher, then I also started scaling in dollar cost averaging in Uniswap. But did I miss the 2 million hex per one Ethereum? Yes, I did. But I was using the adoption amplifier, which was also a good enough price for me.
I mean, actually, day 33 was over 2 million. Yeah, of course. Day 33 was over 2 million. Yeah. And
I think my best was like 160,000 for one ETH. That might have been the closest. It's right around there somewhere. So you guys got me beat by a bunch.
I mean, you. Why did you stop dollar cost averaging in? After Christmas?
Because there was other projects I was involved in, and I still made money with the other projects, right? So I've always been a diversify guy, right? And plus, since I work on projects, since I'm actually on the teams for some of them, I get involved. Like the perfect example was the one that launched the other night, Orox, and I was part of the team, and they launched just on Uniswap, and I'm on the team. I couldn't get any tokens because my transaction failed, and now the coin went up 100x, and I didn't get any, and I'm on the team. So don't believe the bullshit out there that only team members make money. It's not true. I'm a team member. I couldn't even get any of my own coins. It's pretty hard. I'll probably get some later on from the pool, right? But from Uniswap, I couldn't get any. So I was really bummed. I was actually pretty depressed yesterday morning about it.
Oh, man.
So I stayed up all night waiting for 5 a.m. for it to launch, and I didn't even get any.
It sucks.
Failed transaction. What?
Let's talk a little bit about the... Try it again.
there's something that happens when the number is high and then it drops by like 60%, and then you're getting 60% less coins for the same amount within like a 5-minute time frame. You're like, okay, I'm going to wait until I start getting more coins. And it just kept dropping. I'm like, I'm out. I'm going to bed.
Yeah.
So we are already at like 1 hour now. Let's talk a little bit price here. Randy, what do you think what will do the HEX price will do in the next couple of months and also in the future?
I'm not the big bull.
Be exact. Randy, be exact right now. Yeah, we really want to know what the HEX price is.
Well, I was the bear in the group, right? I was the guy who said by the end of March, March will start picking up, and I thought we would drop about 0.3 of a penny. I thought that's where we were going to be, but I'm not the guy who says 40 cents by the end of the year. I'm the guy who said we might be maybe 2 or 3 cents by the end of the year. So I'm to me, that's being bearish compared to a lot of other folks. I've heard numbers like 40 cents, 50 cents, $1. Man, 3 cents, I'm happy as hell. Come on, guys. I mean, just 3 cents is wonderful. So that's where I'm at for the end of the year.
Well, I love that I'm able to say $7 by the end of the day. I still stick to this prediction. I believe we can do $7. $7 by the end of the year. You know how it's possible to get this number? There is so many Bitcoin free claimers out there that know about HEX, that has a lot of money on the side. A lot of people in the HEX community got the Uniswap airdrop, so there's a lot of money on the side that could buy HEX, and that's how I came up with the $7. But I would also want to say, Randy is right. If we only have 2 cents by the end of the year, or even if the price stays like this at like 1 cent level right now, we are already making a killing every single month just because we are earning interest. Right now, the interest is really low, and let's say I get 1,000 HEX for 1 month. Okay, this 1,000 HEX in the future will be a lot of more money. Even though the interest is low right now and the HEX dollar amount is low right now, it will be a lot in the future. And this is what people don't get. We can stay at 1 cent and we will make a killing in the future. But Patrick, what is your HEX price for like in the next couple of months and maybe in the future as well?
Yeah, I mean, as we stick to the end of the year, I would say that what I might see this year is up to 5 until 20 cents.
Wow. All I know is like I'm a former nurse, guys, and I'm already, even though I can't take the interest out, I'm already making my nurse's salary monthly, right? Right now in interest. If the price goes up by 5x, then I'm making like the CEO salary, CEO of the hospital salary monthly. If it goes to 5 cents.
So Ron, don't you think that we will meet each other on the golden yacht in 14 years or what?
We were just talking about that last night.
Yes.
last night we were at La Quebrada. Okay, well, I'm gonna be posting the video of the talk, but La Quebrada is where the Acapulco divers jump off the cliffs and they dive into the water. And we went to a restaurant right there and watched them dive, and it was beautiful, absolutely gorgeous, right? It was an amazing time we had last night. And we were talking about because all the yachts come up close to the cliffs to watch the divers, and some of these yachts, you know, they're 60 feet or 20 meter long yachts, or, you know, these big old beautiful ships. And I think, was it you that made the comment?
Yes.
Like, hey, in 5-10 years, it's probably going to be us out there on those yachts. So I was like, you know what? He's absolutely right.
Yeah, and as you are into gold and silver, you know, that's so that's why I'm thought about the golden. Yeah. You know.
Yeah, okay. Gold. I see that there's some beautiful pictures of gold-colored yachts out there.
You know, Randy, if the HEX price is that high, you don't need to have such a huge bag of gold and silver.
No, I'll be straight up. I don't have any gold and silver anymore. Got rid of it all. When I left Panama,
I thought you were still like the metals guy. I thought you were still into.
I was until I left Panama. When we left Panama, you can't carry. Mexico does not allow you to bring metals into the country. So I had to sell all of my metals before I left Panama and end of October. And believe me, it hurt my heart because I've been holding these pieces of rocks or metal for years, and I had to let it all go because to have our life back, we had to leave everything behind. Our truck is still there. I mean, we got furniture and everything's still in Panama, but we're living. At least we have life again here.
Yeah. But that's the thing with metals. You can take them across borders sometimes. And it's so
No,
easy
I mean-
to just remember 12 words, 24 words, and then you put them in your head and you can take them everywhere with your crypto, you know?
I would write them down on a piece of paper as well, so, just in case, you know.
So,
Never know. Because
but it's
maybe
really
you
fungible.
go-
Crypto's fungible. That's
maybe you
what
go
I'm saying.
diving and then you find a rock, you know, and then you can't remember your third word anymore. Then you're screwed.
And also, we Germans, we like to drink, and when you drink a lot, you tend to forget things. So, yeah, write your stuff down. That's always a better option.
Cheers.
He's got his Corona because he likes Corona.
It is already empty, though.
Yeah, and I got my Modelo.
Yeah, I
All right,
don't know.
guys,
Like, I guess that's the nostalgia for Europe. That's why Ellen is drinking Corona all day or something.
Yeah, Anna bought that for him. She went to the grocery store this morning. She got him some Coronas.
Nice.
Ah, nice. Yeah, perfect, guys. Anything else you want to talk about, Randy?
No. We're just gonna head to the beach and go enjoy the sun and let my son run around, go like a wild man because he's wild, and meet up with some other crypto folks and
Cool.
just enjoy our time here because everyone's coming into Acapulco right now. It's like the whole crypto community seems to be showing up. Roger Bear is on his way. You know, everyone's coming down, so we'll be able to meet up with some really cool people.
Have you talked to Jeff Barrick about Hex? Because you
Yes.
mentioned it once.
Multiple times, falling on deaf
It-
ears. Falling on deaf
Okay.
ears.
Okay.
Yeah. So someone said, "Are we having a meetup with Roger?" I think that'd be pretty cool. I'd love to. I'm going to definitely talk to him. I'll see him at the VIP event. I think it's next Saturday night or next Friday night. We have a VIP event that I'm going to, and I'll definitely be seeing Roger there. So I'll see if he can have a chat with me. Because politically and those kind of things, Roger and I see eye to eye. We really we get along well. But as crypto, not so much.
Not so much. Yeah, maybe you get some of those guys to have an interview with Richard Hart if they don't too scared.
Well, Roger already has. I mean, Roger's already interviewed. They already had a talk.
Yeah,
So
I think
Roger
Price
knows
was all right.
Yeah. So I'll let him know that I'm in Hex.
So it
Cool.
was an awesome talk. Thanks, Patrick, for what time is it? It's like 8 or 9 o'clock in Germany, right?
Now it's 9 o'clock in the evening, exactly. Yeah.
Okay,
So,
so
my day is already over, and your day is still about to start. No.
Yeah,
I
it's only
think
2.
we had an awesome interview. Thanks, Randy, for doing that with us.
Definitely.
Thank you for everybody who is watching right now, and please like and subscribe to this channel. And we will always keep up with our English content as well, and we have German content once a week as well. So please subscribe, and I say bye to everybody.
Exactly.
Cheers.
Randy, thanks for coming.
Thanks,
Cheers
Patrick.
to Mexico, and I hope we see us live in the future as well at a HEX event or something like that. Maybe even in Europe if we are both here.
Absolutely, plan on it. I want to be there. Believe me. I want to be.
Yeah,
I want to be in Innsbruck in the winter one year and just go skiing in Innsbruck. You know.
It's nice. Nice actually. I'm pretty much next to Innsbruck actually.
Oh, nice. Lucky you. Well, we're pretty lucky here, but you're lucky too.
Yeah, I mean we can change if you want to. So okay, get yourself a plane and
Absolutely.
Okay, so have fun today. Have fun meeting all the crypto people in Acapulco. And Ellen, I guess we see each other again this week when we do our German content. Thanks for everybody to tune in. And yeah, have a great day, have a great week, and see you soon, guys. Goodbye.
Cheers.
Goodbye, everybody.